Okay, so I'm home. Charger.
But I say,
I really poor.
check me, I say, waiting, I call.
I work on Kakra.
Because
58%.
everything,
Wow.
because my friend of that.
So we're live. You're welcome to today's episode or today's live. So if you can hear me, just say hi in the comment section. If the volume is okay, you can hear us. Say hi. We had a little challenge, that's why we didn't come exactly on time. But I hope you can hear us. Yeah, so he's online. I can see Stephanie Mason. You're welcome. Okay, so we have some few questions we need to answer. And if you also have any question concerning farming, especially with the challenges that you have faced or you were facing during the first season in your maize farm or any other thing, you can let us know that we'll address that. We have just 1 hour to go. Then after that, we are done. Okay, so and so address the questions on live. So all right, so we are starting by answering some questions that were asked during the week. Don't answer them in the comment section one after the other. That's why we have to live and address those questions. And if you also have any question, you let us know today. We will answer them before we leave. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we are starting with um hey, what are the questions? Okay, somebody said that's Gabriel. Is it Gabriel Tay? He said, please, when it comes to the hybrid seed, he says we will need 10 kilos per acre. I want to know if the same 10 kilos will be used for the OPV. He said, OPV. Yeah, OPV. If it will be the same, then I need clarification since with the hybrid, only one seed per hole, but the OPV requires three seeds per hole. Okay,
Yeah.
please, can you hear us? If you can hear us, you're welcome. If you can hear us, just type hi in the comment section. If you cannot hear, let us know so that we will work on the sound system or the mic. Yeah, so he's talking about
Quantity of seed. So 22,000, other 2 kilos, 10 kilos. But if they pack in kilos, for every 1 acre is 10 kilos. I make 10 kilos because you can use 9 kilos. If you're using planter, you can use 8 kilos. But in maize production, if it's 9 kilos, you cannot use exactly 9 kilos because anything can happen.
okay.
In the course of planting, some planters can, if you are not using the mechanic planter and you are using manual, you see, it's a labor work. Some will put maybe 2 in a hole, some 3, others 2, because of the speed that they are using. If the maize, if the seed fell down, he will not pick it.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, your 9 kilos or 8 kilos will not be sufficient for 1 acre.
Oh, okay.
That's why we are saying that at least 10 kilos. And for the 10 kilos is good also. If you're able to use even 9 kilo, the next 1 kilo that is left, if there is any abnormalities or you want to refill, after 4 or 5 days, you see that some lines, some rules, you see the germination is not perfect.
Yeah.
You can do refill. So the additional 1 acre, you can use that one for refill. That's why we say that 10 kilos is good for 1 acre. And OPV too is the same. And the OPV issue, you see, as my brother just said, some even add 2, 3, 4 in a hole.
Okay.
And that one to use 9 kilos, maybe it will not be sufficient for 1 acre. That's why we say that at least 10 kilos is good
for
for 1 acre. Yeah.
All right. So now let's move to the next question. So Chief Ohini, you're welcome. We also have Stephen Mason and we also have Benjamin Yakulabi. Hi. So thank you for the feedback. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. It said, can you do plowing without weeding?
Doing plowing without weeding?
Yes.
It depends on it's yes or no. It depends on I say yes or no because it depends on the length of the weed.
Okay.
If the weed is too long or is so high or is so bushy, you can plow all right, but you will not get perfect land. Have you seen? Yes,
Okay.
you will not get perfect land. You can plow. For that, if you plow, after plowing, you have to use cutlass to cut the weeds because it's longer. You will not get it perfect like maybe you've weeded or you've sprayed before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this question is from Philomena JB or say, yeah, Mohammed. Okay, so now let's move to the next question. We have Francis Paybo. He said, I planted Pioneer. Yeah, that's Pioneer, right?
Pioneer, yes.
Yes, 2 months old, bearing fruit nicely, but it's very short, not even up to my waist level. Why?
Oh, then I'll doubt whether it's Pioneer or I don't know whether he bought it and planted it or he told someone to go and buy Pioneer and plant for me. For that one, I don't know. But all the hybrids with 120 days,
Okay.
110 days, I'm not expecting that hybrid to be short and start a maturity. For that one, I'm not sure because every maize with 120 days, the hybrid, at least it grow tall before it start bearing fruit.
Okay.
Only some OPBs, you have Bontem and some Greek one that maybe 80 days, 75 days, 120 days, 90 days. For that one, it can be possible. For hybrid, in fact, I don't know. And
You haven't come
across that, and if it will be possible, maybe it depends on the land too.
Okay.
Maybe the land is not rich, and because of that, it couldn't get the right nutrient.
Okay.
That can also be a factor. But apart from that, uh, I doubt so. So my friend, call me later and explain to me and let me see
So
whether it's a original Pioneer or.
all right, so let's move to the next question. We have, please, if you have any question, let me know that in the comment section so that we'll be able to address your question for you. Now we have Mohammed Tairu. He said, please say, I am Mohammed Tairu inside northern regions. Can one use horse dung from your land or that's for his land?
Oh, it's also a manure. Because when you talk of manure, other horse, goats, cattle, or poultry, it's not the dung that is important. It's because of what they eat.
Okay.
Yes, they eat grasses. Have you seen? And
So what of
they
the one
also
from the
eat
dogs and
maize.
cats?
Dogs and cats have not have maize. So they are cannibal. They eat like us. So for them, even for that one, you not get it as many as the one. If you're able to get it as many, even the human one we can still use for manure. So I think it's good. So for horse, my brother, if you can gather it well, and for that one you have to spread it on the land. If it's many, then after some days, then you plow. That one will be good. It's not better that you use top dressing. You just pick it and put it under the maize or under the crop. Yeah.
Okay. So now we have another question from, it said, be yourself. I can't mention the rest. Be yourself, guy, China. China, let me stop here. Okay, so he said, insightful video always. I'm currently in Edra, and they said by now the rain usually stops, so that those who farm maize this season will get the chance for the maize to dry and they harvest. From the look of things, most people have not been able to harvest yet as the rain have not stopped. Please, what does he have to say about this? Does it mean one can still go ahead and farm around 25th to 30th July, even if the rain have not stopped? And which date will be bad time for one to still farm maize this season?
Ejura Mountain.
Yeah.
Because I'm in Atibu, I can speak of Ejura more.
Okay.
He said that some farmers are saying that it's not raining. The reason is that the maize that they started around April has not dried. That is why.
Yeah.
That is not a reason. Weather and nature is cannot you cannot predict.
Okay.
Yes. the weather cannot wait for you for your maize to dry before it rains. Have you seen?
Yeah.
But that enclave, at times July, I don't know when he sent this question,
Okay, he sent this
but
question 5 days ago.
5 days ago,
Yeah.
and I learned Nigeria the rain has started.
Yeah, he's talking about, they want to harvest the current one, and
Oh,
because it's still raining,
no,
so
for
that you
that
can.
one, that's why in our first video in maize production, I said that for that area, if you want to go the first one, April to July, see to it that you have a land that you can use for the second season.
Okay.
Because by the time you harvest, there will be a lot of rains, and that brings about the post-harvest losses.
Okay.
Very good. So if he's waiting for that piece of land to use again, then you should monitor the weather.
And the weather,
When it's get about 3 days
sunshine.
sunshine, then you harvest. But I
Okay.
would advise that when you have to harvest when it's dry, you calculate the number of dates that you planted. If it's OPV and it's 9 days, when you get a little sunshine, you harvest. When it's hybrid and it's 120 days, you can still harvest. And for this one, if you harvest, don't try to store it. You have to share it and sell it within available price so that you can use that money for the second season.
Okay.
And also, let me say that from 25th, 30th, it's not all late. Even in first week of August, if you can still plant.
Yeah.
Because our weather our farming is grain
unpredictable.
fed. That is why we advise that from second week in July going, if we start, it's going to help. But you can go after um August. But after
Yeah.
August, one thing is if the rain stops around October, that's where
In trouble.
after September ending, that's where you'll be in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 25th to 30th is not too late.
It's
You
not
can
too
still
late. Even
do it.
ending
You
is
can
not
wait
too
for your
late.
maize to get
Yeah.
dry and harvest and start.
But you cannot wait for the weather because it can rain from now to August.
Yeah.
So if you want the
But then
rain to
unless
stop
he
totally before,
acquire a new place.
that's what I'm gonna say. It will not rain every day. If you monitor
Okay.
the weather, it will not rain every day. You can
Yeah,
get about
sure.
3-4 days that is not raining.
Yeah.
Then you take advantage. Or maybe you harvest today, it's raining, you stop. You harvest tomorrow, it's still, once it has dry and it's in the cups, you just leave it. As soon as you see that next day is not raining, then you gather it and share.
Okay.
Or anything when you gather, then you use tarpaulin to cover. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move to the next question. Please, if you have any question, you can let me know that in the comment section. All right. So we have Tony Andrew. He said, "What is the active ingredient in carbodem for grass cutter?" They said in the second question, "What is the brand name for diesel?"
That is all.
Diesel. Okay.
I think when I was talking pest control, I made mention of carbodem.
Yeah.
You see, a subscriber or a farmer asked that the grass cutter is disturbing the farm, and I said that for the grass cutter, in pest control, that like grass cutter, rats, monkeys, and this you cannot use any insecticide to kill them. But that one you need physical control.
Okay.
Yeah. And that physical control to at times is very difficult. If you are not a hunter or you know set traps, you cannot. But for the grass cutter in particular, we have a system that we use. The this thing that you mentioned, the carbodem. In fact, they call it fuller than. The carbodem is the active ingredient. They call it fuller than. That is the name that they used to call it. The brand name is fuller than. Yeah, so you
Okay.
get J Fulan, A Fulan. So if you see any with Fulan, that's a fuller than. It's measured in kilos and it's
Okay.
like a sand.
So the active ingredient is rather the
The
carbon.
carbodem, yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. And it's very dangerous. So at times I don't like talking about it. It's very dangerous. So
Okay.
my brother, the active ingredient is the carbodem and they call it fuller than.
Okay.
And the next one that you said to Diazol, no?
Yeah. Nice.
Diazol is the main name. Yeah, it's a Diazol. That's the active ingredients. So the active ingredient is Diazol, and the same time they call it Diazol. It depends on the company, the name that you choose.
Okay.
So Diazol too, you see, it's not um for that alone. They can even use the active ingredient Diazol is also anti-snake repellent. So let me add it. So if you use Diazol, it's also anti-snake repellent. So you see anti-snake repellent with instruction Contizol
Okay.
or Diazol. Yeah, that's the name.
Okay. So I think somebody asked a question. There's based on the video I made with John
Yeah. Okay.
on cucumber. He said, "Please, where can I sell my cucumbers in kilos?" For what I know, John, people who sell it in kilos, they sell it at the supermarket or the malls. So if you want to sell it in kilos, that means you have to connect with the supermarkets, uh, shopping malls, or even restaurants. They can buy it in kilos. But for the local market, you have to, they sell it either, I think, per what, numbers or something
Yeah.
with bags and the rest. They also have their own way of buying it.
And also, apart from that,
Yeah.
if you want to sell your cucumber or your lettuce in kilos, you need to position yourself in the market. When
Yeah.
I say position yourself, we have organic farmers
Yeah.
and we have these greenhouse farmers. Most of the time, the greenhouse farming, the restaurants, and if you, even the supermarket and the malls, they buy from the greenhouse farming than
Okay.
the open field, and that's why they measure in kilos.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you are doing greenhouse farming, it's likely that you can sell in kilos.
Okay.
But for that, you have to work on it. You have to use a marketing strategy. When the lettuce or the cucumber is about to mature, then you move for the shops. You just talk to the managers. Maybe I have this product. Then they will call for sample. Then you give them sample. If they are interested, then you start the business. Marketing. You can market at any place at all. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now the next question. I think that this person, the name is Nasim or something. He does user something something. But he said, ask him what time is perfect for spraying herbicide, and can I spray when the land is dry? A farmer friend of mine says I need to wait till it rains before I can spray. That way the leaves and the weeds become soft and can easily die when I spray the herbicide.
Herbicide and insecticide, as I said, early in the morning or late in the evening is good.
Okay.
It's good because we are saying that because when you look at the action of herbicide, uh, the way it kills weeds, you see, it's like the herbicide sees the holes or the tissues on the leaves. So if there's enough rain or enough dew, but in the afternoon, if you want to spray, unless you make it to the extent that the weeds are very wet.
Okay.
Yes, but if it's early in the morning and it's a dew, anything that you spray can spread on the leaves.
All right.
That's why at times if you spray early in the morning or late in the evening, when you spray late in the evening, the next night to the morning there will be a dew.
Okay.
So possibly it will help it to die fast.
All right. So I think this is a repeated question from the same person, Nasim. Okay. He has asked a different question. He said, please ask Mr. Boachi if I spray some phosphate herbicide.
Some faucets.
Some phosphate, yeah.
Yeah.
Some phosphate herbicide. And 4 hours later, after spraying, it rains. Will the weeds still die or do I have to spray again?
Yeah. If you spray any herbicides
Mm-hmm.
after 4 hours, it depending on the dosage that you use.
Okay.
If it's maybe 150 mils, 100 mils, it depends on the strength of the glyphosate. Some glyphosate, the glyphosate content is 480, others 360. It depends on the strength. But for 4 hours, I think it's good. It's good. If the rain is not too heavy,
Okay.
if the rain is not too heavy, it can still work. But if the rain is heavy, although if the weeds are not in a high and just a small weeds, it can work. And for that one, it will take some time. It will take some time, maybe after 1 week that you see the sun. But after 1 week or 10 days, if you see that still the weeds are not dying, meaning that the effect on the rain is very strong,
Okay.
then we have to spray again.
All right. So we have another question from Okra. What's name is this? Okay,
You
so
just mentioned
the okra, I can't mention the rest. Said, please, my question is, I used the bean selective herbicide on my beans farm 3 days time, and 3 days time, the beans leaves started changing into different color. Please, what will happen to them?
it depends on the type of herbicides that you use, and also the quantity that you use, and also the machine that you use. At times, farmers make a lot of mistakes. If you use a herbicide, if you use a machine for glyphosate
Okay,
and you don't wash it with omo or you don't wash it well,
washing powder.
yes, and you use the same machine for selective,
Okay.
there will be a small stress. If you are
Mm,
not careful, even it can kill the crop. So for his case, I don't know whether the dosage is too much for the crop, or the machine that he has used it for glyphosate before, or the type of herbicide that he bought. Because for the beans and cowpea, if you want to use a herbicide, you have to explain it to the person selling it to you, if the person know the difference. Because there are some herbicides that kills the grass under the weeds,
okay.
under the beans, and
Mm,
leave the broad leaves.
okay.
And we have one two that kill the broad leaves and leave the grasses.
Okay.
It's the same solution for cowpea or beans. So it depends on the time. At times, if the weeds are mixed with grasses and broad leaves, you have to combine two selective before you can kill the weeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we also have an
But in any case,
yeah.
when it rains, the beans will not die. It's a stress.
Okay.
Yeah, it will not die.
Oh, okay. So don't worry, your beans are not going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are going through stress. Okay. Okay, so somebody also asked a question. It's not a question, but it's like a request. He said, let me see. Jeff, he said, please, when are you doing rice? Video on rice.
Jeffrey, rice video will come, because for our videos we want practical videos.
Yeah.
That's why at time it takes time. We want practical videos. We don't want to take pictures on the internet and YouTube, because we are in Ghana. So we want the weather, the seed, and everything to be in practical.
Yeah.
So the rice will come.
Very
We are
soon.
very soon. We are on it. It will come.
Okay.
And the type of rice seed that is better for you, the timing and the location and everything will come. So, Jeffrey, essence between everything will
I
come.
really make us a body.
But you did.
Not cheese. So,
Yeah, that's guy.
yeah, guys, not cheese.
More juicy. That's good.
And I guess body.
Okay.
Okay, so the next question, I'm so loading. So no question yet, right? Okay, so let's keep answering the questions here. I think we are left with about 2 questions, and if we don't receive the question again, then we will call it a day. Okay, so he said, um,
Now, before you come out with the next question, once you are searching for the question,
I'll send it.
you've seen it, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's answer the question.
Said, how many kilograms is a bag of cashew nuts?
Oh, my brother, cashew nut is measured in kilos and sell in kilos. But their bags, I think, is 90 kilos.
Okay.
Yeah, 90 kilos. And now cashew prices is not less than 5 cedis per kilo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have 90 kilos, then you multiply by at least 5 cedis per kilo. Because now we have a cashew board. Yeah. So the price are somehow regulated.
Yeah. So you see, somebody asked this question. I don't know whether it was a question or it was a suggestion. He said, "Happy talking about chemicals instead of researching how to control weed organically." So for me, I think we are looking for people that can do research on organic farming for us. So if since you are not comfortable with the chemicals, you can do the research. Invite me, then we'll come and do a video with you so that we'll promote that one too. So that's Hawking silk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We all like organic.
Yeah.
Either organic insecticide,
Mm-hmm.
organic manure. You see, we talk about organic manure too. Anytime we talk about organic liquid fertilizer,
Yeah.
because in the
Even the
system,
green fat.
green fat, I've promoted a green fat because it's there and you can see. But we don't want the situation, African situation. Someone will announce, oh, I have organic insecticide, but you not see. And the question is, we are dealing with farmers and we are dealing in production. So if you have an insecticide, organic one, and we don't have even 10 liters in the market, so that farmers can even just 10 liters you can get. And even one insecticide, one box is 12 liters, just one box is 12 liters. And in Ghana, we use almost about 50 containers. You can more than 50 containers. You see,
Yeah.
40 liter containers a year, even just one company
Wow.
can import. So, not that we don't promote organic
Yeah.
insecticide, it's not in the system. Just people are saying that you can use neem tree for insecticide. If you want to use new tree, yeah, it's good. Where is your calculation? New tree, how is the packaging? It's how many liters? The dosage is how many mils? And even where is the chemical? It's not there. So we are all praying that, yes, it's not common. We are all praying that one day we can also come out with inorganic. But notwithstanding, we have organic insecticide in the system. That's the neem tree that I mentioned, but it's not many.
The neem oil.
Neem oil, but because
Yeah.
the production is is low.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very
The
hard to
supply,
come by.
yes, it's very high to come back. That's why we are talking about. And even this insecticide and the inorganic fertilizers that we are promoting. Not that it's bad, it's not bad. When you go to Asia, when you go to US, all the food that we import, they produce it through these chemicals. But for them, they have the knowledge. Their farmers are educated, their farmers are commercial farmers, and they can go according to the inscriptions. So if the youth are also coming into agric, then we can also use the chemicals without any effect, because we can read that maybe this chemical we need 250 mils, we need 100 mils, but because the farmer don't know the difference between 100 to 50 mils, you want the pest or the insect to die, so maybe one milk tin, then you use. You can even have for one machine, and at the end of the day, it's affecting the system, not the chemical, but the dosage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think so far we have been able to address almost all the questions here. I'm still going through. If we find any question, then we'll talk about it. But for now, I think we've exhausted all. Please, do you have any other question? The live is supposed to be 1 hour, so if we have,
If there is no question,
then yes.
we are expecting those who started around April
Mm,
to come out with question so that we can do some review and
yeah.
see the challenges that they are facing.
Mm,
Although the questions are not coming, but one challenge that I've realized about harvesting
yeah.
is harvesting, because a lot of farmers now, it's time for harvest and it is raining. That
Mm,
is a major challenge in the first season maize,
okay.
because I made mention with that this challenge before even we started production. That's why I said in one of our videos that I perceive the first one, if I even produce it just some few acres,
Okay.
because of this particular challenge.
Yeah.
But still, there's a challenge, but still you can still solve it, because a world is full of challenges. In
Yeah.
the business, there are a lot of full of challenges, and once you are in business, you have to also solve that challenges. And one way that you can solve the challenges is that, one, it is raining. I said when the maize is dry, the question is how can you see that it's dry? By calculating the number of days that you started.
Yeah.
So if it is raining and it's dry, you start harvesting when it is not the day that is not raining, because you cannot wait for the rain to stop before you harvest. If you not use the land, then you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do that. You can wait for the rain to stop, because in August we have some 2 weeks drought, either in first week of August or second week in August. You can wait and you harvest at that time. But if you need that particular land for this second season, that is where you have to use a different strategy to harvest. And if you harvest, you, as I said, if you try to store it, it's going to affect you because the moisture content will be very high.
Yeah.
So if you manage to harvest, you have to share it and sell it with any market price.
Okay. Yeah, so please, before we leave, do you have any other question? If there's no other question, then we are going to end the live. Okay, so Yummy Kitchen, hi. I've been watching. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much. So a big shout out to Chief Ohene, Stephanie Mason, Benjamin Yaku, Okraya Michael. We have answered your question. So you can, yeah. Is it Okra? And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael. We've answered your question. So please, I think you have to try and replay the replay, and you'll be able to see we've addressed the question. Then we have, oh, yeah, no, it's not too late, but we're almost done. Then we said,
Let's add some filter.
let me check the percentage. 90. So when it's 2010, it will stop.
Okay.
Then, oh, you're from Malawi, right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, my friend. I think
Based
you
in
call me one
UK,
of these.
right?
Yeah. My
Okay.
friend, you're welcome.
Okay, you are interested to plant soya beans in Malawi. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I wish one day I'll be able to come and visit your family.
Yeah. If you need any information, you can contact us.
Yeah.
And even if you want us to go and inspect the land, we can go and do that.
Yeah. That's Malawi.
Malawi, yeah, you will take the cost. Malawi is in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Malawi, you see, let me say a big shout to Malawi. You know this the hybrid that we are importing, other Sitco, SG719, it's from Malawi.
Wow.
So when it comes to agriculture, Malawi, they are doing very well.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you said you have best maize plant seed from Malawi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I said SG719.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's from Malawi.
Oh, okay.
So my friend, call me later.
Yeah, he said it's in UK.
Okay, yeah, it's true. It's in UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Malawi, they are doing good.
Yes.
They are doing good. Yeah. Because to come out with one hybrid, it will take you almost 5 years, 5 to 6 years. You need a lot of research.
Yeah.
So once they come out with that hybrid, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
We are encouraging our brothers in fact, let me use this opportunity to thank our brothers in UK, US, those who are in other African countries. Now, you know, they are in UK, US, although they are comfortable, but they are thinking of agric. Anytime they call, they want to do something in their hometown. Anytime they call, they want to do something in their hometown. So we have to also help them, so that they can do something. Once they know that in Europe and US, the economy is growing because of agric, but Africa, that is it.
Yeah. So yeah, boy, I said, please, hi now. Please, your land for cashew and coconut, are they both located in Ashanti region? Yes, it's located in Ashanti region. But it's getting finished. So it's getting finished. So please, if you need any farmland, you want to start farming this year or next year, you can try and get some down. And even if it's not this year and it's next year, you start preparing the land down so that by next year you can start. Because when it gets finished, we are not going to go for another one again. The stress involved. In fact,
this teams and this documentation.
the documentation and everything.
Although we want to help, but
I won't do. I won't go for another.
You don't have heart.
That's what it's not for some months now, I've not been able to sleep because of documents. So this time, when they get finished, I am not going.
That is organizational asset. It's good. Yeah, you have to do. Not say you
if I were to be having hypertension like by this time,
no. Once you enter into business, that is how it is.
Okay,
so you have to get the business heart.
Yes.
So that
by these people,
then you don't have it. For that why you have to tolerate anything.
Yes. So please, we still have some available, but it's getting finished. When it gets finished, we are not going to go for another one again.
You go. Because unless all my farmers get land, you cannot stop.
No, I'll direct you to where you can get it yourself and you can go and then deal with them directly. It's not easy. Okay, so he said, please, which farming, that's Stephanie Mason.
Yeah.
Or he said, which farming, okay, please, which farming is best for an individual who wants to venture into farming now?
Now, you see, farming, we have 3 types of crops. We have short-term crops, medium-term crops, and long-term crops.
Okay.
But if you want to enter into farming, I always recommend either short-term or medium-term crops. The short-term one is the vegetables, and the medium one is the short-term one is the one with the 3 months. You see, vegetables, maize, at 3 to 4 months. That's the short-term, and the medium-term is the one from 1 year going, and the long-term is the cashew, coconut, cocoa, and this rubber. Yeah. But for the long term, if you don't have money, I will not advise you. You start with the short term and the medium term, then you budget for the long term. Okay. When you are working with the short terms and the medium term, when you get money, then you go into the long term business. Yeah. But for the long term, the cost is high and the revenue expected is almost 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, because some of the people that came for the land, some of them are doing coconut, but they are doing maize.
That is perfect.
To support
that is perfect.
Yeah.
That is, we start with the maize, then your coconut will go through.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay. So we have Yami Kitchen. He said in Malawi we have the best maize seed, but most people don't have it in Malawi, but locals. Yeah, so that means
it's very expensive. Yes, it's expensive. That's why they don't have.
They are exporting to us.
They are exporting because it's getting to 1 kilo. Even Ghana here, if it's 50 kilo, if it's 50 cedis per hour, it's getting to $2. So if you're in Malawi and you don't have maybe $2 for 1 kilo of maize. Even in Ghana here, we have a lot of hybrid, but still we are going to local because of the cost.
Yeah.
Yes. How many farmers can get 700 cedis per acre? 400 cedis, 500 cedis per acre.
Yeah.
But the OPV, maybe it's 150 cedis, highest 200 cedis per acre. So that's why it's a challenge. That's why we are all trying that. In fact, the hybrid and the OPV, they are all good. They are all good.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. Is it possible to do that's Yami Kitchen says, is it possible to do farming in Ghana?
Yes.
But I will pay you in cashew nuts. I think I didn't get the question well. Said I love agriculture, but I'm in UK. So
you have to call us.
Yes. Then can cashew and cocoa grow in Malawi?
Unless we do land testing, because as I've not been in Malawi, I don't know their rain patterns, I don't know their cultural practices, and I don't know, in fact, the type of soil, either it's a clean soil, loamy soil, in fact. But I think African countries, most of the African countries, for cashew, it needs sandy soil and the land that you said, the rejected land, that's the land that the cashew needs. For cashew, I think Malawi it will be possible. But for cocoa, which need a very strong land like a loamy soil or land with a nice nutrient, that's why I cannot talk about. But for cashew, I think it can be possible.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. Yami Kitchen said, is beans a short-term crop?
Yeah, short-term.
2 months.
Beans is 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
Yes.
Then Said thank you. Stephanie said thank you. You're welcome. And we have Yummy Kitchen said my mom have a local seed. That's what she plants only. Yeah. So it's choice by
Yeah, it's good.
choice.
You
Yeah.
see, your mom's seed can be good. You just advise her to use the planting distance, one in a hole. Give the seed a new. You see, we have a seed called Obatambana. It's a local seed.
Yeah.
But if you use all the good culture practices for Abatapa, the yield that you get to be is very good.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's move.
It's all about the culture practice, not that the hybrid. You see, someone buy hybrid 700 cedis per acre because it's hybrid and it's very expensive. You pay attention to the seed. You see, the land preparation, plant nutrient, distancing, everything is perfect. But the same person is, and even the weed control is not good, and giving nutrients, plant nutrient fertilizers is a problem. That is where the problem lies.
Okay.
Mm.
Let's move to the next. Stella Samoa Ohene said, please, what happens if someone want to do farming but not in Ghana? Can you help the person to get a caretaker?
For that, we are working on that. If you call, then when you see the type, when you see the number of acres and the type of farming, and then we will see what to do.
Yeah.
But because of our work and because of honesty and farming is a passion, at times we don't recommend people for those outside. If you have someone here, we can even take our time to maybe train the person. Then we can visit there occasionally. But basically, because of our work schedule, if you have a relative or someone you trust.
Yeah.
Last week I went. Last week so I went to Damango. Yeah.
To check.
Yeah. To check.
Someone's
Yeah.
farm. Okay. Okay. So, could you please say? Okay. And then Stephanie missing is. He said, could you please say a little on pepper farming too? Yes, we'll do a video on that.
All the crops.
Yeah.
When we finish the maize, we are tackling the vegetables.
Yeah.
We started okra, pepper, tomatoes, and we go back to rice. All the crops. We are trying to cover all the crops.
Yeah. So tomorrow we will be the video on the harvesting, the cost involved, the process, and then how to prevent post-harvest losses in maize farming will be available. So make sure you check it out if you are in maize farming or you are planning to go into maize farming anytime soon. Okay, so we have Michael said, please, what insecticide is best for the beans farm pest control, and which is the best for beans and more to bear more fruits? Yes.
For when I finish, I think my number will be on the screen.
Yeah, so mention the number.
But for my number is 0243 556270.
Okay.
0243 556270. But once it's a question, let me try to.
Let me also add my number so that
Okay.
0243 725 757.
Again.
Oh,
your number
you
again,
just continue. I will say it again.
Okay. My brother, you see, for he's talking about beans here.
Yeah.
For beans farming, if you start, that's why you have to watch the videos. So if not, it make our work difficult. For beans farming, when the beans is 20 days, you have a chemicals that you have to use. That is lambda. And after every 2-3 days, every 3 days or 1 week, we have to spray. For the bees, because it attracts a lot of insects, you have a different chemicals. It's not one chemical. You can use dimetrid today, then tomorrow you can use chlorpyrifos plus dimetrid, then the next day, you see, that's how it goes. Then you can use some harotrin plus lambda. That's how it goes. That's why I say you should call me, because you cannot use one chemical to control pests and bees, because they come in different forms. Every particular stage, we have the technical as far as the pest control is concerned. But it's not all that it's not all that difficult. It just follows some series. It's not anything difficult.
Okay.
So either you call or you send me WhatsApp audio or WhatsApp message, and then I'll show you how best you can control the pests so far as beans is concerned.
Yeah. So we also have he said Yummy Kitchen again. He said local seed is the best, but most people can't find it. and it is my great grandmother was using. I think that's what her great grandmother was using
Yeah.
since. Okay, so then we have. Do you think yam can grow in Malawi and coconut? Still on land testing.
Instead of Malawi,
Yes.
you have to test the land. And if not land testing, my brother, maybe you have family members there. You see, everything starts with something.
Yeah.
You get some few. If you have a piece of land, you can get some maybe coconut, just 2 3 trees to try. Have you see? If you want to go into maybe coffee, just some few area, then you try. When you try, and it's good. Although you've not do the land testing, but you can conclude that the first person who brought cocoa in Ghana just a test.
Yeah.
So you have to try that.
Okay. So and even you have, are people growing coconut there? Are people growing yam there? That can tell you whether it will do well or not.
And if they are not doing, you can start.
Okay.
Yeah, you can start something small. So by the end, you can say maybe this year is testing. I'll do some maybe 5 tubers of like yam, maybe coconut 5 trees, or this soya beans, just a few crops.
Yeah.
If you are
So
good to get a seed, then you try and see. So
okay.
people to can also follow you.
Yeah. So he said okra and pepper is high price in UK.
Yeah, it's true.
Then we have Stella Samwa on him. He said, please, the land you are talking about that is getting finished, is it for sale or rent? It's a 48 years lease. So when you make your payment, it's going to cover it for 48 years. If after the 48 years you still want to be on the land, then you renew the agreement, then you still be farming there. But it's purposely for farming. Yeah. Then we don't have yam in Malawi. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I get you now. So you can give it a try and see whether it will grow. Yeah, or it will do well. Maybe you'll be the first person to introduce yam.
And my is a very UK
Yeah.
pepper is very expensive, and it's opportunity. That's why we are promoting farming. You see, one thing about Africa and Ghana is that um, export promotion is on the weak side. Don't promote export. If you want to export something, the stress that you pass through, this is a good opportunity. If you can export a lot of pepper to UK, you see, we can get the youth, or you can get someone who can even the whole year with irrigation and not in foreign exchange, which is pounds. But my brother, we are trying something. Once you are there too, you can also, if you have an opportunity, you can also link us so that it will be a business for you.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Yeah.
Our battery is running low. Ashanti region, but a specific location. Please, you message and then we'll talk about all the terms and
Ashanti region, but you know, rich Kumasi.
Yeah, 0243 725 782. 782. Anytime I come to mention this number, I end up mentioning the number that I don't really use. So that's why I told you. Then we'll talk about it. So it's in the Ashanti region. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's 4,500. Yes, it's going up. So our battery is going down. And
but before we close,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. If you need anything as far as farming is concerned, you just call me.
Yes.
If I supply you input, if you buy the input from us, and if there is any challenge, then we can help you. Yeah. God bless you for your time.
Thank you so much. The questions in the comment section. If we need to come live to address those questions, we'll do that. Yeah. So you message us for anything, then we'll answer you. Right. Anything again.
Yeah.
Okay. So process of harvesting is. We'll see you